Alex faces veteran Varvara Lepchenko after dominant win at Guadalajara Open. The Filipino tennis star scored another straight sets win over her Dutch foe to advance. Filipino tennis star Alexandria kicked off her Guadalajara 125 Open campaign in about as efficient a way as one could hope, dismantling in Hatono of the Netherlands with a dominant 6-2 victory. It's her fourth consecutive win over Hatono, a streak that underscores how Eala's game seems to click against certain opponents. Now the real test begins. At just 20, Alexer is set for her first ever showdown with American veteran Varvara Lepchenko. At 39, Lepchenko occupies the opposite side of the tennis timeline, a fact made even more intriguing by her recent history. She is in the midst of a late career comeback, returning to the tour after a 2-year suspension. Born in Uzbekistan, Lepchenko moved to the U.S. and was granted political asylum before becoming a citizen in 2011. She has been a pro for decades, even representing the U.S. at the 2012 London Olympics. She earned her spot opposite Eala with a decisive 6-4, 6-1 win over Australia's Madison. English. Guadalajara's round of 16 matches, a perfect barometer for Eala, who recently made history with a first-round win at the U.S. Open before bowing out in the next round. It's a chance to see how her rising talent holds up against a player who has seen it all, a veteran who likely knows a dozen ways to win a point. The winner will advance to the quarterfinals, taking a step closer to Eala's first professional title of the year at the WTA 125 level event. A creative spotlight on the duel ahead. Under the bright lights of Guadalajara, a dramatic narrative unfolds, one that intertwines youthful artistry and seasoned perseverance, whispered within the cadence of bouncing tennis balls and the roar of an expectant crowd. Act 1. The rise of the young prodigy. Just days ago, Alex, the 20-year-old Filipino with a left-handed grace and an ever-developing arsenal, stormed onto the court with authority against Anne Hatono. She painted her strokes with precision, sealing a crisp 6-2 win that spoke volumes of her resurgence. After a brief hiatus, the win wasn't just routine. It had the flair of a comeback, a declaration of form regained. In confidence aflame, GMA Network, Spin.ph Wikipedia. Act 2, the veterans' echoes. Standing across the net will be Varvara Lepchenko, a seasoned American, 39 years of age, a former top 20 player who's battled through countless rallies, endured nail-biting matches, and collected stories engraved in every blistered palm and sweat-soaked strand of hair. Her own journey to this round wasn't without brilliance. A commanding 6-4, 6-1 dismantling of Medicine English showcased that her repertoire equal parts resilience and experience remains. Formidable Wikipedia GMA Network. Act 3, Clash of Generations. Imagine the court suspended in time, echoing with the rhythm of 3 core elements. Eala's youthful audacity, Lepchenko's calculated wisdom, and the muffled heartbeat of the Guadalajara crowd caught between nostalgia and aspiration. Each stroke from Eala brims with ambition, sharp angles, daring drop shots, fearless footwork. Meanwhile, Lepchenko responds with unwavering composure, anticipating angles like a chess master, knowing when to stand firm and when to subtly redirect. Act 4, the heartbeat. Modalities. For Eala, this match is more than a footnote. It's a statement. She wears the weight of history lightly but with intent. The Philippines' first hope at etching deeper into WTA law. It's a tango between raw potential and tempered mastery. Lepchenko with gray at her temples is a seasoned matriarch, whispering truths of continuity. That age belies strength, and that experience is the art of staying present even when One spirit has traveled far. Act what awaits as dawn breaks over Guadalajara, and the two prepare to walk the center. Court, the air is thick with possibilities. Will Eala's momentum surge into a stunning upset, validating her youth and pounding potential? Or will Lepchenko's wisdom guide her to tip the scale, proving that patience and tact remain timeless allies in this match of contrasts of age versus youth, of fire versus diplomacy, of rising ambition, facing unwavering endurance? The true beauty lies in the narrative, not just the result. This is more than a tennis match. It's a crossroads where generational tennis philosophies collide and inspire. Let me know if you'd like this expanded into a short story, poem, or even a dramatized scene. I'm ready to serve more creative FLE. A hush fell over the court in Guadalajara. The lights dimmed ever so slightly, as if honoring the tale about to unfold. At one end stood Alexa, 20 years old, flush with confidence, still glowing from a dominant 6-2 victory over Ian. Had Tono that reaffirmed her electric form and resilience, coming off a historic U.S. Open run just weeks ago. At the other end stood Varvara Lepchenko, 39, seasoned, resilient, a veteran who'd climbed as high as number 19 in the world, a player whose journey stretched back decades, now on the tail end of a comeback after a hiatus ever tested by time and experience. Acting momentum versus legacy. The air was thick charged with tension. Eala fresh and fist entered the court with quiet confidence. She had recently become the first Filipino to win a Grand Slam main draw match in the open era at the U.S. Open and raced into the top 100 after a Miami Open semi-final and Eastbourne final. Her game was flowing, each stroke a testament to her potential. Lepchenko, in contrast, was the embodiment of wisdom and grit. Her body may have seen nearly 2 more decades of tennis, but her spirit remained unbowed. She earned her spot with a commanding 6-4, 6:1 over. Medicine English Act 2, setting the stage. With each bounce of the bull, you could sense the journey these two carried. For Eala, it was summers under the sun of the Philippines, training with aspirations bigger than herself. For Lepchenko, it was echoes of myriad battles, tour matches, grand slams, comeback victories, and a life in tennis that weathered change. Eala's game, youthful brilliance heightening, momentum, fearless footwork, was raw artistry. Lepchenko's game, controlled, cautious, steeped in tactical nuance, was the art of anticipation. Each rally sparked an intel debate. Will this be a moment of youthful audacity or experienced tact? Act 3, the first serve. The match commenced with a decisive crack. Eala served first. It wasn't just a serve. It was the manifesto of ambition. Lepchenko returned with a calm swipe, almost knowing 10 years ago that same return might have echoed back across a Grand Slam court. That's the gravity she carried. Eala unleashed forehands that zapped toward the corners. Lepchenko responded with block shots that whispered strategy. The score ticked. The crowd leaned forward. You could almost hear the program of Eala's future forming point by point. Act for turning points. Midway through the set, perhaps at 3-2, something shifted. Lepchenko's past the years of saving, rallying, and reinventing burst through in a seam of defense. She dug into Eala's rhythm, fetched a few wayward strokes, and the court began to feel as though it belonged to someone else. Eala blinked at 3-4, then regained herself, repositioned her feet, rallied. Her resolve. This was her moment. The narrative of new dreams against established legacy. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next